Hey, buddy, it's Invicta. It's time to another run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. I hope your weekends are starting off to a fantastic start here. We're waiting for another video to cross 2,500 likes to get the like streak counter back up and running. And don't forget that the eye tracker video will be coming up on Sunday, which I'll also probably reveal the next like streak goal after that. And thank you all very much for making that possible. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here, speaking of fun, here's your bingo card of the day here. The new bingo card here made by Wektoris on the Sinvictus subreddit. Top there was the Sinvictus bingo card of all time. Sinvictus, as in like Sinvicta with S, like EST after it. And go check it out. I highly encourage everybody to go download the PNG off of the Sinvictus subreddit and see who gets the bingo. Post it down below. And also, as a reminder, remember the questions of the episode will be coming back here starting a few days ago on Monday. So yeah, we're going to start reading them again starting on, Monday. D-Day is going to be Delta Mike 48, November Zulu 1 Kilo. We've got, we've got a terrible tears rate. Damage is also below average, and we're starting off with a quarter, so could be good, could be bad. It really just kind of depends on what's in this first shop. And we also have Milo Unicorn, which I honestly, I'm not even going to mess with this room. We would be in this room for 20 minutes here with this tears rate. So yeah, Montezuma's Revenge is a good item if you can use it correctly, and also basically if you can use it offensively safely, then you should. We get the school bag and also the mystery gift. We can get both of these here. I'm just gonna bomb it just because, like, we're gonna use everything. We also want to get the soul heart. I don't trust this build already with even 1.5 soul hearts. So we get the school bag, which will give us a second slot for our active item. And then obviously we're going to go into the secret room if I can find it. We only have one bomb, so we gotta be on point with this here. And we're already forced to make some big time plays. But at least with the school bag, it gave us, the quarter gave us some extra value there. And allows us to, in a weird way, kind of start with the school bag plus whatever mystery gifts gives us as an Eden start instead of it being just, the quarter. So, we are getting some good value out of this. Now, what are we going to get with the mystery gift? Who freaking knows? But hopefully something good, right? Right? It can be good, but it's dangerous. Now, I'm glad and thankful that we have a full charge on, I know the super secret room's there, but we may need this bomb offensively. I'm thankful that we have My Little Unicorn because 2 bosses on the first floor with only 1.5 soul hearts is very, very dangerous. So Vanishing Twin, by the way, is going to spawn a second half-strength boss on every floor except for major boss floors like Mom, Isaac, etc., etc. So, but the upside to that is that you do get 2 boss items per boss room that you can take. It's not just a choice. It's literally 2 items because you're fighting 2 bosses. And it works very, very, very well if you have more options. I'm going to go finish them off right here because I don't feel like messing with double Limehorn. We get the box from 1, and then we get an HP upgrade. So the box is at least going to give us a fairer access into the super secret room. We get the Queen of Hearts, which we can't utilize right now for the sack room shuffle unless we have the wafer, which of course we don't. But sucks. But maybe if we get lucky, we could get a what is this? A world card. Okay. Well, might as well use it now. We're gonna buy soul heart and get the intruder. I wanted to buy the soul heart, but I opted for the, I was hoping it was going to be a judgment card, but a reverse judgment card, but. And we get the intruder, which is just going to just shoot out an extra couple of tiers with a slowing field, which is slowing creep field, which is okay. I mean, it's not the best, not the worst. It's just kind of whatever. And then if Isaac takes damage, then it will essentially just emerge out of Isaac's face and start. It's kind of autonomous, but nothing to write home about. All right, so the goal here is to hopefully get some use out of this Queen of Hearts card with a play on the Sacrum Shuffle. But in order for us to do that, we need another HP upgrade. Or we could use the Queen of Hearts and get like an Ace of Spades, Ace of Diamonds, something like that, and turn all those hearts that we can't use into things that we can use. Not like $3 bill. $3 bill is a dangerous item to have. On top of everything else, it randomly lowers your tears rate, which our tears rate's already very low. Just kind of depends on the effect that you draw with Mr. RNG. That's one big old Isaac circle. Secret room should be south of here, pretty much guaranteed. But again, I'm going to save my last and only bomb. What was that? Did you see the speed that that fly tried to come after us? Between that and the Stanley animation from the other day, I feel like clown physics are getting worse and worse in this game. And we are desperate for a Tears upgrade here, if we can get one. Double black gurglings. And it's going to turn into quintuple black gurglings. Luckily, we already killed one, though. Now goes another. Almost reflected all that. Man, oh man, Monty going ham here. Look at this. Montezuma's Revenge doing work. This is going to give us a Tears upgrade for sure. And another HP upgrade, so... Monty Eagles Power has been showing up a lot. On stream and off stream here. But it's a slight damage upgrade. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wish I would have had some kind of reroll for it because I definitely would have used it. Let's go see what's inside of the secret room right now. We can even do that. Save ourselves a bomb. And look at that. We are able to now go into the curse room for essentially half price. So that that worked out. That priestess card, even though I forgot to use it against the boss, it was very clear that we didn't need to. The damage of Montezuma's. Let's go into the curse room here, and then we will pop out with the... All right. The curse room, of course. And we'll get our bombs back. Might as well go into the shop here. Queen of Hearts is going to remain unused for now. Soul Heart, and that's all she wrote. Now, if we really, really wanted to, we could make a play for the jar. I think that's a little desperate, though. And we don't even know how many hearts we're going to get out of this. We don't even know how many hearts we're going to get out of this Queen of Hearts play. So, at least if we get in trouble, we have the unicorn horn. And actually, I was stupid. I could have saved that half soul heart by using the unicorn horn to go through there. Curse the blind, so we're just going to head on over to the next floor here. The floor 3 Curse the Blind is always fun. Secret room's even next to the curse room too, but hey, it's a policy for a reason. People don't like it, but you know, you cannot give this game any leeway to screw you, because it will. The second you think the game will not do the worst thing possible for your run is when it's going to happen. And then you only have yourself to blame, honestly. And I won't feel bad for you either. There's almost always a tinted rock in this room, and this time is no exception. See if maybe we get another soul heart in here. No, of course not. I almost don't want to bomb for this because we're not going to take anything out of the Devil Deal. So I was just kind of hoping that we were going to get a nickel. At least we could see what that reverse card was. And this is a pretty good Good value here, except we can't actually get over there. So I don't know what the point of this room is, game. Alright, double Forsaken is not a good item, is not a good boss to be doubled, because they can do their brimstone attacks at different times, even simultaneously, and go in an opposite direction. Didn't get a double deal. We did get HP and growth hormones. Okay. So at least we got something out of there. The library could be possibly big here, and it's going to be, because remember, we've got school bags, so I will be able to take Book of Revelations here. And I am going to start just using the Book of Revelations right away. Honestly, we don't need the unicorn stump, the unicorn horn. Book of Belial will give us at least a nice damage upgrade for the boss, and also gives us a slight increase in chance for getting the devil. For getting the devil deal. I can't believe the tears stayed in the air that long, dude. Like, they stay in the air so long, it didn't even register in my brain that they were there. All right, let's shore up the bad damage here, because we've taken quite a bit of hits on this run, which we right now cannot afford to take. Wooden Nickel's good too, man. Especially with money equals power, we definitely want Wooden Nickel over the Book of Belial, I would say, but the game just refuses to give us a nickel from the Penny-Eyed Keeper. As you see, Montezuma's Revenge can be extremely unwieldy and risky to use. That's why you've gotta learn. If you can learn how to use Montezuma's Revenge accurately, then you're ahead of the curve, because it is a crazy item. Use Book of Belial here, then we're gonna go after both of the pestilences. We already took out the half strength pestilence. And when I say half strength, I mean it literally is half the HP, it's half the movement speed, half the attack speed, all that stuff. And Vanishing Twin really paying for itself in this run. Yep, so we get the cube meat, we get safety pin, which does give us shot speed anyway. And we're going to get a guppy item here. It doesn't really matter if we leave the Book of Belial here or not, because I'm going to replace it with Wooden Nickel. It may seem crazy that I would make such a big deal about Wooden Nickel, but the Wooden Nickel is consistently one of the highest performing and highest valued Space Marine items in the entire game. It literally pays for itself every single time. And then on top of that, remember, we can use it every room. And then on top of that, not only are we generating money that we can use to buy things, but also, remember, we're generating damage because we have money equals power. So the Wooden Nickel really is top tier for what we've got going right now. And I would not hesitate to say that. And I do think that the Wooden Nickel's value is very undervalued. It's underrealized, in my opinion, as an active item, because like it doesn't deal any. Now, if you're wondering how that happens, if you're wondering how do you do that, like what is the series of events that happens to where you hit yourself with that barrel? The problem is that I let loose Montezuma's Revenge already, and then I was trying to angle it away from the barrels, which is impossible because it's going to go everywhere. We could just have rooms that just, don't require you to blow up a barrel to walk across them. That would be nice. is one big freaking non-XL floor. Look at the size of this floor. And people have been sharing a lot of XL floors on the subreddit as well. One of them, I think, had like 6... something crazy, like 6 XL rooms in one single floor of a non-XL floor, which is just... it boggles the mind. It's crazy how big these maps are getting. Yeah, so we want the wooden nickel. Deep pockets is also very, very good. But I'm satisfied with the wooden nickel. We have the swallow penny, but there's no way for us to utilize that. No. With the amount of crap damage we're taking right now, we can't afford to leave Soul Heart Generator behind. That's not going to happen, game. Of course, we are lowering our damage every time we buy something, but it's worth it for the Soul Hearts here. We gotta lock in though. This is some trash tier play so far. Of course, thank you everybody who's been supporting the Mega Bonk series. Have been doing extremely well for a non-Isaac series. It's one of the highest performing non-Isaac series in the entire channel's history. Second probably only to Lobotomy Corporation and maybe the first season or 2 of Darkest Dungeon, which is it's impressive. It really is. Megabonk has been crushing it. Megabonk's been crushing it on Twitch, just everywhere. And thank you all very much. Again, I know I say it kind of like a record player. I deliver it with the same type of language every single time, but it really is true. I cannot thank you enough for giving another game that isn't Isaac a shot on the channel, because that does help out it helps out and grows the channel immensely. It's like, why give the player a library that they can't take any items out of? Like, why? Like, who decided that was a good idea? You know, in other games like, say, Mega Bonk, for example, or other roguelites, you get excited for seeing something special, like, ooh, a library. Man, I can't wait to see what I get in there. Not Isaac. You can never get excited about pretty much anything in Isaac, if we're being truthful here. Because there's always going to be a slight tinge of, well, yeah, but you get a library, but, oh, sorry there, champ. You get yourself 4 spikes you got to walk over just to get your basic items. Heck. Hope you have flying. Yeah, it's great, Isaac. Ooh, a devil deal. Yes, I earned this. I didn't take any red heart damage on this entire floor. Man, what is my reward? And I know that I'm already going to have to pay some HP that I fought so hard to keep, but by golly, I know that this item's going to be good because the game's going to take care of me. 3 red chests, no items. Krampus fight. 3 judgments that all require HP, no items. That's the difference between a game that was designed for fun and a game that was just kind of designed. Wow. All right, game. Yeah, you're really showing it, huh? Today, game. That spike had to move half of an inch preemptively just to make sure that you got a hit on us. All right. Sure thing. Words of Jam Jar Boy seems legit. Oh, we don't have a key. We'll get the cancer item, which is good for the Sacrum Shuffle, but I'm still not gonna play it right now because we don't know. We have to get a devil deal here, and I don't want an angel deal, especially with us having a guppy item. Now, one downside, as you may be seeing here, or maybe not seeing, ironically, with Montezuma's Revenge is the fact that it does block any and all projectiles from your vision. So if an enemy is fired kind of discreetly, you have no idea it's traveling along the Montezuma beam. Now with full HP, I am going to go do the Sacrum Shuffle here. I want to make sure that we get a devil deal first. And if we don't get a devil deal, then, well, no one will be surprised, and then we can just get an angel deal after instead. Okay, Monty, you gotta fire off when I tell you to, okay? Fully charged, you gotta fire. All right, I'm doing my part, you gotta do your part. No devil deal. Of course. So now we have the green light. We could have maybe made boss rush, but we need to get something here. Are we doing okay in this run? We are doing okay in this run. We're not thriving though. We don't have great stats. We're not really getting anything in terms of tier effects or anything like that. One thing we have going for us is our HP and also Montezuma's Revenge, pretty much. That's going to give us a little bit of extra money here. So what I'm trying to say is that we've got bits and pieces of a good run, but not a good run. We did not get taken to the angel deal, so going to fight off Uriel here, and then we're going to get... I was actually kind of hoping for 30 cents. We're back to square one. Let's go into the cursed room here since we have virtually unlimited HP right now. Cancer, by the way, is going to give us the wafer effect after we take damage. So you may have noticed that after we had tapped on the Sacrum Shuffle spikes, Isaac had a blue aura around him, and that is the wafer aura. It means that you are... see the blue aura right now? That means that we're taking half damage from all sources. But it wears off as soon as you walk out of the room, so just be aware. We ain't talking about the Mega Chad aura either from Megabonk. What a fun game. The Megabonk does have its rage moments though. I will say that it's not a perfect game. And one of my common complaints about the whole Survivors genre, Vampire Survivors genre, is that you can take a run that was built up with lots of care, lots of planning, lots of strategy, and then the game just decides to one-shot you, no matter what your items are. After 1 hour, sometimes multiple hours on the same run. Ultimately, that's the reason why I stopped playing Risk of Rain. Even though I do like Risk of Rain, it's just it becomes such a chore. Red key. It becomes such a chore to think that all these runs, all the items I'm getting is just adding up to nothing. Whenever the game, it cheapens the whole experience, I guess is the way I can accurately describe it. And it really sucks to know that at any time the game can just spawn something underneath you or spawn something on top of you, and if you don't have any sort of mitigation, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. And Megabonk does that sometimes. The worst thing about Megabonk is whenever it decides to spawn a swarm, and then that swarm spawns above the player character, and then after that, a bunch of them drop down from above and prevent you from doing anything. You can't jump, you can't run, you can't do anything because they are literally walking on your head. And I've died like that more times than I think anything else in the game. So that can be frustrating. Again, it's not a perfect game by any means, but it's a very, very fun game, very successful game. I think the new Steam concurrence had it at like 85K over the weekend. That is unheard of, man. For an indie game, that's just unheard of. For any game that isn't a AAA game, that is just unreal numbers. So Megabonk is just awesome. And then we still have challenges. I've got a lot of challenges we got to do. Got unlocks I got to do. The game really is 2 games in one. I mean, I guess you could say that about any game though. You know, one that has lots of unlocks and everything. The first type of game is you know, is when you first start out, right? You've got all kinds of unlocks you got to do. There's this feeling of exploration and wonder, and what's this item do? Oh man, what does that enemy? Whoa! You know, and then the second phase, or the second game within the game, is going to be, of course, min-maxing and trying to get, like, in this case, the best score that you can get in Mega Bonk. And it's really is, anyone who's a game designer out there, if you want a free tip from someone who's never designed a game but someone who plays games for a living, just add a leaderboard to your game. If you want to fully extend the appeal and the longevity of your game, just add a simple leaderboard. That's all you have to do. We're absolutely going to play Sanguine Bond here because of us having the cancer item. So we could theoretically get some big items here. Starting at 607 stats-wise. I'm going to use the Queen of Hearts because I don't feel like dealing with Polar Invincibility in here. Call it lazy, but whatever. Just don't call it a comeback. All right, we got a Devil Deal item. We can try to get... Okay, we got a damage upgrade. This is good. This is good eats right here. More damage. More damage. Wow. We get Incubus as well. 8.51 damage from this Sanguine Bond. Make it 8.78. Wow. And we got Incubus, and we got Dark Matter. And we're adding on even more damage here because of Money Goes Power. One more tap for it. Yeah, that worked out great. I would have loved the Leviathan transformation, but that single play there with Sanguine Bond absolutely revived this run. We still need tears, though. And Curse the Blind. But thankfully, with the presence of Incubus now... Okay, we can stop using the wooden nickel. With the presence of Incubus now, it helps out our tears rate in a way. Because we're firing multiple shots, the lack of tears is not... You can't feel it as badly than without Incubus. Our damage just went from not terrible but not great to very good. Still not amazing damage, but we're looking okay here. 9.45 damage. That's after the 2020 downgrade of our damage that we had at the base level anyway. Again, we can still supplement that with more money if we end up seeing deep pockets again, which we probably won't, but all the same, it's still nice to be able to recuperate our money very, very quickly if we end up finding a judgment or something like that. I mean, Mr. Fred. Double Mr. Fred. It's going to be double dead Mr. Fred. Of course, Curse the Blind means we can't see what the item is that either one of them are going to drop, but we do know that it can't possibly harm us unless, of course, it's experimental treatment, which it probably won't be. Let's be real, it probably won't be experimental treatment. Very rare to see experimental treatment drop. Crackjacks and a range upgrade. All right. Krampus has kind of nuked himself in Sanguine Bond. I don't remember if the Krampus item counts. Doesn't. Nice. So we're going to be able to get the redemption damage bonus as well from not activating a Devil Deal. And we got Love McCall. It's good to see a game be rewarded for its design. Although I will say that the developer of Mega Bonk seems to have... There was one person who made a comment. I guess it was on Twitter or somewhere. Maybe it was Steam, a Steam review. that's kind of living rent free in the dev's head. They just said that it's, let's say it's Survivor slop or something like that. And you know, most of the time I would say that someone can just brush it off if they make fun of it or whatever once, and that's fine. But so far I've seen multiple tweets from the developer still quoting that same tweet, and it's like, I think you can let it go. I think your game is successful enough to where you don't have to stoop to the haters. But it really is good to see a game that was designed. Of course, it may not be an original design. I mean, everything's a knockoff of something, right? But it's done in a way with the music and the visuals and the sounds, especially. It's done in a way that's fun. It's a quintessential fun game. If I want to have fun, Megabonk is the game. Monstro? I swear I heard Monstro jump in the air and he just didn't come back down. Earshot's causing some issues here. But for a game in 2025, especially in the second half of 2025, to be rewarded with such acclaim and reverence as an indie game, or just a game in general, and be played and adopted by the masses to huge success financially and of course numbers wise, is awesome to see. That restores faith in my gaming humanity, as I have no faith in any other type of humanity. And I think that shows that if you make a good game, you will be rewarded for it. If it's genuinely good, genuinely fun, it's done in an interesting way. Again, it doesn't have to be something that's totally original, you know, but in a very kind of mass appeal way. You know, Vampire Survivors is always going to be the granddaddy of the Survivor genre. It helped define it. It literally made the genre. And I wasn't hugely impressed with Vampire Survivors. I thought, you know, it's a neat time waster, but it feels kind of mobile gamey and stuff. You know, I feel like there's other games that did it better, like Risk of Rain 1, for example. But it was presented in more of a retro style, which did appeal to a lot of people, including myself. And the music was great, and of course the casino sound effects are very cool too. And Megabonk kind of takes that concept and then turns it up to 11. Then you have broken builds, and on top of that, there's a global leaderboard, which I'm pretty sure has already been hacked multiple times, but that's just going to happen, just like the Isaac leaderboards. But the fact of the matter is, it makes me want to play more. It makes me want to continue playing and streaming it, because I see what my friends are doing, and like, I want to beat them. You know, I'm not going to go for world #1. I'll leave that to people like Shroud and, you know, and the cool people. But if I can beat my friends, that's all I care about. And that's enough appeal for me to stay with the game for a very long time. So again, I say this as someone who does not have the first inclination of game design and programming, but as someone who does play the games that are out these days in the same genre professionally. If you want to make a long-lasting, appealing game, and you really want to boost the longevity of it, add a leaderboard. Something as simple as a kills leaderboard or something like that, and people will go nuts for it. It's an easy way for people to use word-of-mouth marketing and to amongst their friends. Oh, bro, dude, you got to get this game Megabonk. Like they gotta kill leaders and everything. You can see where you rank up against the world. I saw this dude on YouTube. He had like 1 million kills, man. We're all playing it. You know, that's all it takes. It really is all it takes. Gamers are simple creatures sometimes. Just give us a hint of competition, and some of us, not all gamers, of course, but some of us will be frothing at the mouth. The opportunity to compete against their friends. It makes you feel like there's a bigger world out there. It's more connected, you know? Even though it's a single-player game, it still makes you feel like, okay, all right, we got a leaderboard that resets every couple of days. Or every week or so, whatever it is. You know, I'm down. I'm down for this. I can get behind this. Also, that is some of the worst Invicta navigation I think I've ever seen. Like, I was... If you would have asked me to put my entire life up on the market to bet that we were going in the right direction for the boss on this map, I would have said, yeah, let's do it. There we go. How does he do it? How does the Master of Navigation do it? Truly remarkable. And there's some pretty insane Invicta navigation instances that have already happened in Megabonk. I had to move because I thought that pot was going to hit me. I didn't think that we were going to be that close to the bomb, though. Hey, can we stop getting these Deacon exploding lamprey fly rooms, game? Have you ever thought about that? Have you heard about this? You can spawn other mobs. First room showing you why that they're really never worth going into. This might be the biggest cathedral I think I have ever seen. And I don't say that lightly. This cathedral is absolutely void-sized massive. And we have found every nook and cranny on it, as you would expect. I mean, that is an unbelievably huge cathedral. Like, that is nuts. How many rooms is this? It's 24 rooms, not including the XL rooms that are counting as multiple rooms. It's just 24 straight up rooms. That is massive. Now, I'm not going to be able to use Montezuma's Revenge here against Isaac. It's just not a good idea. I'm probably going to take damage from the beacons or from the Crack the Sky attacks anyway, so when that happens, you know, we'll deal with it. At least we'll have the cancer effect. Isaac with the fake out thanks to the fear shot. Really trying to utilize that lump of coal damage. Max range stuff. Yep. We're getting Eternal Heart. We'll take it. Inner Eye is actually great here because we have 2020, so we're not going to be hit with a downgrade on the Tears rate that we normally would have with Triple Shot. That's great. And we've gone the wrong direction, as you would expect. Again, how does he do it? Every single time. Every single map. How does he do it? Jesse Pinkman, he can't keep getting away with this. Yeah, except I'm not gaining anything, Jesse. So there's no benefit to me doing this. Except, I guess, more charges on our spacebar items. Maybe more watch time on YouTube. I don't know. Oh, okay. Cute little double tap there, game. And imagine a world where we had this run, but with a single tiers upgrade. That wasn't Constellation Prize. I mean, we did get Constellation Prize, obviously, but like a true tiers upgrade, if we had gotten the Pact, or if we gotten like Torn Photo, I mean, Mr. Dolly, anything, Squeezy. Just imagine the DPS that we'd be doing right now. And we've gone the wrong direction, as you would expect. Now, if we can sneak an attack with Montezuma's Revenge and combine it with our DPS, then obviously that's the most ideal way to attack without us taking any damage. Look, Revelation's helping keep us in the fight anyway. And you would have expected, or at least thought, that we've gone the wrong direction, as you would expect. You would have at least expected and maybe even anticipated that we would have gotten at least one tiers upgrade, especially with us having Vanishing Twin. It's floor 1, but that's where you'd be wrong. We did not. Speedball is going to give us a much-needed movement speed upgrade, finally. Shot speed's a little bit too high, but at this point it doesn't really matter. We have finally found the blue baby. Now, I have no doubt that the map extended further up and also further over to the west, but we won't find out because we're going to take a Friday dub here. Not a Friday dove. I know it's a little bit confusing for you Brits out there. But a Friday dub. And that cathedral, let me know if you've seen a bigger cathedral than that. I want to see some screenshots because that was something different, y'all. That was crazy. And again, one final time, thank you all for the support on the Isaac series and also the Mega Bonk series going on to the weekend. I hope you're looking forward to the Eye Tracker Challenge. And yeah, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, everybody. Have a great start to your weekend. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to patrons of mine like Full Metal Johnny, Adarishi Datenshi, Flashback 007, and Kipper Slapper. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.